Hello folks, back again for another video today, and this time we're going to take a look at these two handheld devices from a company called Excalibur. This one seems to be missing the top label. Anyway, these are little portable handheld devices that came out about 2005 it looks like, according to the back here. There's a sticker, and this company is known for putting out games like backgammon, poker, little handheld games that a lot of older people might play on planes back in the day, instead of like a Game Boy. You could pick these up at Walmarts, and you used to see them on little display racks, I guess, at checkout, things of that nature. These are a little more sophisticated though than those. Those were little black and white handhelds, LCDs. But this is something different. These are pretty cool, and that's why I thought I'd show them off today. I have a Space Invaders and a Frogger. And for the most part, I didn't see, in my research of this company, I didn't really see a lot of licensed arcade-oriented gaming. I saw some football stuff, and NFL-based, and I saw some, I think it was Pitfall. So it's very sporadic. But in this case, they went all out. They got the rights to some pretty big brands here in terms of Frogger and Space Invaders being two of the more popular arcade games of the time. Now, they look like basic little handheld cheapies, but they do some pretty cool, the tech is kind of interesting. On the front, you have you have some buttons here. They each have different little things. Like this turns the sound on and off. This is the pause button. You have an on and off button, reset, and you got some movement keys and a start button. And on the back, you have a speaker here. And as I said, it was around 2005. I got these from my buddy Shane at Monroe World. Check out his YouTube channel. He's got some pretty good stuff up there, especially if you're into like Steam Deck. We've known each other for some years now. And he found these at a Goodwill for, I think, like $3 each or something like that. And he sent them out to me. I think it was a Goodwill. It was either at or a Bookman. No, it was a Goodwill. And probably about 10 years ago. And I played with them on and off. I think they're pretty neat. I did have to fix a few things on them, which I can go into in a little bit. But first, I thought I'd take maybe a tour of Frogger here. I don't really know what this detailing is about here. It's a little odd because there's no speaker. I don't think that's even a speaker. This is the speaker as far as I can tell. You also have this little reset button here. Although what's interesting is I don't know if Frogger has a hole there, but if you look on the back of Space Invaders, you can see there's something in there to put a pen into. Whereas this, you don't see anything. Pretty decent shape. I had to fix them up a little bit. And like I said, I'll get into that. So here's how we're going to play this. I'm going to show you how this works. So you're probably wondering, where's the screen? Well, the screen is actually under this hatch here in two different ways. So you hit this button. Now this is one of the things that's wrong with this Frogger in particular that I have not fixed. If you hit this button here, it opens up the screen. Now it's not supposed to do that, okay? There's a little interval there. Hear that click? So I'm going to do this again. And it should just lay like that. There's something going on with the hinge in here where it's almost like too powerful for its own good. And that part I haven't really managed to figure out yet. I think this is the unit where I had to replace the, might have been the Space Invaders. But in any case, or it might have been both of them actually. They did have some battery issues with the springs, so I had to replace them. I went in, I removed them, soldered in some new battery springs. So this is how this is going to work. Actually, since this one opens all the way, this is going to be easier to show you off how the technology works. You hit this button, and even though it doesn't open up that way, it's supposed to do that. This is technically the screen up here. This is the LCD screen, and or is it LED? I want to say it's an LED screen, right? Jesus, I'm getting my technology mixed up. The LED screen, that's very similar to how the old Coleco handhelds used to play, where you had pre-existing art and it would just light a diode behind it to you know, signify what you're doing. So down here, this is actually a mirror. Hello, hi. And what happens is the game screen up here is not only reversed, it's upside down, but when you click, when it opens to where it's properly supposed to open to, right here, okay, this screen inside lines up to this glass mirror. Well, it's a plastic mirror, and it reflects the image of this gameplay screen onto it, as you can see here. So when this is portrayed upside down, it's going to look right side up when it's shot down to this mirrored surface. Now the cool part here is, on top of that, is this is not a backlit system. Instead, what it's doing is it's getting its light source through this piece of translucent plastic that comes in behind and lights up the game screen. I'm going to do this one more time here. Let's see. I actually have a different light source over here. I'm going to see if it's going to allow me to do this properly. See how you can kind of see the artwork shining through here to a degree? That's because this light is penetrating through this translucent surface, and it's lighting up the you know, the artwork. And then from that point, it reflects down to this mirror, and that is how you're able to play the game. You can kind of see it starting to show up there now. It's going to look a lot cooler, trust me, once it actually gets turned on and fully operate properly. So what we're going to do is first, I'm going to open this up, and we're going to put the batteries in it. So this is one of these hatches. I'm kind of mixed on screws being needed for your batteries. I think they do this because I guess maybe, I don't know, they're afraid kids are going to get in here. I don't really know. One cool thing though is this is one of those screws that does not separate itself. It's affixed to the door, so you're not going to lose it. Yeah, I ended up having to replace the contacts for the battery here. If I'm not mistaken, I think I did all of them. Yeah. These are all freshly done. I started originally cleaning them off, but it was just a wasted effort. They just were nasty. You figure they're from a Goodwill, so who knows where they've been in terms of how well they were taken care of. So it was like a couple bucks. I ordered a whole bunch. I couldn't just order a couple. You had to get like 20 of them. In this case, for AAA batteries. But it was a pretty simple procedure. This opens up pretty decently, and you can go in and there's really not a lot in here. It's pretty hollow, honestly. There's a little micro motherboard, I guess, and just some pieces of wiring that go down. It's pretty simplistic. So this thing takes AAA batteries. So we're going to put a few in here. 2 to be exact. We're going to seal this back up. And let's get some magic going here. You can see the screen's already on. I didn't have to actually turn on and off, but here you go. Let's see. There you go. You can see it a little better now once I turn this on, however. There you go. It makes it look like a fully lit LED display, just like on the old Colecos, which is pretty cool. You wouldn't know that's not a backlit screen with the proper light source. Just for curiosity's sake, let's pop this all the way open. Okay. Let's see if we can, I don't know if we're going to be able to pick that up in the camera. You can kind of see it. You see how it's backwards there at the top? And when you push it down here like this, I don't mean to look like I'm manhandling this. This is a pretty durable product actually, but here, that's how it should normally look. So let's give this a play, okay? We got the sound on and off option here. So we got sound on, sound off. You got a start button once again, so we're gonna hit start. You can see your little green frogs at the bottom. I'm gonna do level 1. Ah, it died. It's a little hard to play this through the screen. Let me try it down here. It's pretty cool for all intents and purposes. This plays just like Frogger. Did you see that at the top there? There was a little blue dot just then. Oh, that's supposed to represent the fly. That gives you a bonus point when you get it into the Frogger home. See, there he is again. Ah, come on now. Let's try this again. Got them all. Rallies up your points. You got a little timer down there. Level 2. So, yeah. Pretty cool. You hit a reset button here. What's kind of cool is you can see the entirety of the play field by hitting that. Yeah, look at that. You got a pause button here. Got a little pause up there. All right, so anyway, that's Frogger. And like I said, for all intents and purposes, this plays really well. It's a very fun little version of Tetris. Where am I getting Tetris from? Fun little version of Frogger. And I just think it's cool technology. I mean, I'd never seen anything like this until I got these from him. So, officially licensed. There you go, Konami. Excalibur Electronics. They actually have a website if you want to check it out. I don't know if it's still around, but you can get an idea of what kind of stuff they produce. So next up we have Space Invaders, and same basic layout. There's a speaker there, and the molding looks identical from what I can tell. The button placement is really the big difference here. For some reason you have a left and a right and an up and down. I think they must have repurposed this perhaps. I don't know, because you know, the up button seems totally unnecessary. I have not found any need for it. You have fire, you have start, on and off sound. And this works the same way. You just have to hit the button. And this one's going to work the right way. See, that's where it should go. Technology-wise, though, works exactly the same. So we're going to turn this one on. I had already put the batteries in it to save time. Now, I think I prefer the Frogger a little more. This plays pretty well, but I don't know. There's something weird about it. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good little version of Space Invaders. But I think ultimately there's just a little more going on with the Frogger. It makes it a little more fun, in other words. But this reminds me of all those old Space Invader type ripoffs you would see. If you're from my era, you would see them at Radio Shack, especially around Christmas time. Tandytronics and so forth, they would have their little handheld devices. And I love these little handheld devices. I think they're just cool. So let's give this one a shot. And the start button is right here. Everybody knows how to play Space Invaders. Back and forth and you shoot stuff. It's got some very neat sound though. I'll tell you that much. I just think the Frogger is a little more fun. So obviously they can't fit all the invaders on the screen at the same time. On the other hand, they also don't seem to advance downward. That's why I think it's just not as arcade accurate in a way. I think I'm waiting for them to come back. I don't know. Where'd they go? Or do I have to keep going over? Ah, there you go. That's it. I forgot about that. That's how they do this. See, they separate the whole... And I guess that guy is getting lower, so they must be advancing. Oh, I got hit. The sound effects are really neat, I think, for this little thing. So here we go. So we can get that. Come on. Yes, got it. Oh, that's kind of unfair. There was a bullet on a screen that I couldn't see. I think we got one more alien left. Let's see if we can... Yeah, see, he's not advancing downwards. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there he goes. He advanced down. I haven't played this in a little bit, so I couldn't remember the specifics. I just remember it not being as action-packed. So, yeah, that's Space Invaders. Does this have a reset button? You see, this button doesn't do anything. This button doesn't do anything either. So, anyway, that's about it. We have Space Invaders, and we have Frogger by Excalibur Electronics. Pretty decent shape. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you was... this Space Invaders, originally, when I hit this, that wouldn't even open at all. It kind of stunk because it was like stuck in there. So when I first got it, it worked fine. I don't know, maybe I did too much at some point, but it is older. I mean, they're almost 20 years old. And yeah, they weren't really built to last, I guess. I mean, they're pretty solid, but some of these mechanisms, there's really just a spring in there, a coiled spring that just kind of keeps it, a tension spring, in other words, like, you know, it cranks down when you push this down, and that when you release that, it just flicks it up. It's a mechanism up here in like the hinge area. And so what I did was I took it all apart, and I was able to keep the spring, the plastic inside where that was holding down that spring just kind of broke loose. So it had no tension to push upon to open this when you hit the button. So what I ended up doing was I went in and I found a screw. I pulled the plastic was there enough that I was able to get a different screw in that made it tight enough that it went between the spring. In other words, it works now. So that and the battery contacts were the two biggies for that one. This one, the spring works. It's just there's a piece that's not catching it. It's almost too strong. So for now, I just kind of live with it. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in some of these, either one, I don't know. And like I said, I'm not sure if there are other ones. I've only seen these two in particular that work this way anyway. I do know the company did put out what looked like little miniature cabinets of they look essentially like the old Coleco tabletops, and they did a Frogger one, and it looks almost just like it. And I believe it even uses, but it's using this technology. In other words, I don't think it's using a actual backlit screen. But you can find them on eBay pretty cheap. I mean, like I said, these were, I think, $3 or $4 from Goodwill. But if you go on eBay, I saw some going for, you know, less than $20, and I think even boxed ones were decently priced. So they're very cool to have, and if you are a collector or just a bit of a fan of these like little portable miniature retro LCD gaming systems, be on the lookout, because up until I gotten these from him, I never knew these even existed. They're definitely not ones that were around when I was a kid. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It's just something a little different I thought I'd look at today. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.